I'm a beta background character at this elite academy. Fake bangs and black, framed glasses hide my gloomy eyes. The complete opposite of me is student council president Fu Qingqi, a top-tier alpha. Born into a powerful family, strikingly handsome with an air of cold elegance. On the surface, we have nothing to do with each other. But his mindless fans absolutely despise me. I mean, seriously, how does Yumu get to sit at the same table as the president? So annoying, like a fly buzzing around. Just some ordinary beta. Heard he only got in on a scholarship. Smells like the garbage dump. Disgusting. Yumu, get lost. Stay away from our idol. What they don't know is, every night this top-tier alpha brushes aside my bangs and kisses me. Buries his face between my legs, asking like some obsessed freak when we can go public. The nth time Fu Qingqi's little fangirls cornered me in the equipment room, I was already numb to it. A bunch of wealthy, gorgeous omegas stood there with their hands on their hips, glaring at me hatefully. Listen up, you filthy beta. Next time, don't go anywhere near the president. Don't contaminate him with your garbage dump stench. And stop scoring second place. Don't let your name appear so close to his. Their voices rising louder and louder, I pushed out my black framed glasses. Behind my thick bangs, my eyes glazed over as I mentally ran through what comes next. First, they lock me in the pitch black equipment room. Then a bunch of them surround me with threats. After that, they grab my bag and dump all my books out. Yeah, that's right. This is the part where they grab his bag. The lead Omega said, all high and mighty. I immediately handed over my bag respectfully. Books scattered to the floor with a clatter. If you dare show up near the president again, expect to be kicked out of this academy. After issuing their warning, the Omegas dusted off their hands and left. I crouched down and quietly stuffed my perfectly intact books back into my bag. Muttering under my breath figures, rich kid school, they don't even know how to bully properly. And who wants your precious president anyway? I wouldn't take him even as my dog. I shoved the last book into my bag, brushed off the dust, and headed back to the dorm. As a scholarship student, my dorm was originally a quad. Later, someone pulled strings and got me moved to a double. Sure, the double is like a mini apartment, but I'd rather be back in the quad. At least with more people, a certain someone wouldn't be so bold. I mocked myself with a ridiculous thought, pressed my fingerprint, and pushed the door open. Before I could turn on the light, a pair of hands reached out from the darkness. Covering my mouth, the alpha's burning breath hit the back of my neck. With a holding solid arm wrapped around my waist, kisses landing on the back of my neck. Even though there's no gland there like an Omega would have to release pheromones. But the alpha seems especially drawn to that spot. Why do you smell so bad? You came back 3 minutes and 27 seconds late today. Who did you meet? Fu Qingqi's voice was cold but filled with resentment. My silence earned me the alpha's displeasure, and even harder kisses. Baby, talk to me. Answer me, okay? I let out a deep sigh. Say what? You ask this every single day. Aren't you tired? Fu Qingqi behind me stopped breathing for a moment. The air around us instantly turned stifling. My heart sank. Crap. Said the wrong thing. Sure enough. The next second, I was scooped up. The bathroom door was kicked open hard. I heard him say with suppressed emotion, just need to wash you clean. Wash baby clean, and it'll be fine. Having another episode. Without even looking, I raised my hand. In the darkness, my palm landed precisely on the alpha's face with a crisp slap. That shut him up, real quick. I pushed him away, turned on the light, and turned on the faucet to wash my hands. Behind me, Fu Qingqi pressed his tongue against the cheek I just slapped numb. He looked up, meeting my eyes in the mirror. That face blessed by God, breathtakingly beautiful no matter how many times I see it. I couldn't help but stare. Fu Qingqi loves it when I stare at his face like this. His mood clearly improved. He held me, resting his chin on my shoulder, a gentle smile on his lips. Completely different from the cold, aloof student council president everyone else sees. Fu Qingqi buried his face in the crook of my neck, brows slightly furrowed. So smelly. Baby, let's take a bath. I looked at the dark, unreadable emotion in his eyes. Knew this bath was happening whether I liked it or not. The tub is huge. Fu Qingqi had it replaced after I moved in. Big enough for 2 people to mess around in with room to spare. I lay there like a dead fish while Fu Qingqi scrubbed me down, washing off every trace of pheromones from who knows where. After the bath, my thighs and chest hurt so much I could barely walk. And Fu Qingqi now had a matching handprint on his other cheek too. Now they're symmetrical. The homework was hard and a lot of it. Elite academies are different from regular schools. Professors teach in 2 languages in class. I can barely speak the foreign language, let alone understand the lectures. So I have to wait until night to come back and have Fu Qingqi tutor me. Unfortunately, tonight's tutoring session wasn't going so smoothly. After all, the tutor was still mad about me coming late and reeking of some smell. Fu Qingqi had me sitting on his lap, correcting my foreign language pronunciation over and over. When he doesn't teach seriously, learning gets pretty rough for me, which led to frequent mistakes. Wrong again. Moo, what did we agree on before? Fu Qingqi looked at me intently, a hint of amusement in his eyes. I closed my eyes and kissed the corner of his mouth, then started explaining that original question. I ran into someone asking for directions, and Omega, that's what delayed me. A clumsy lie. Fu Qingqi's expression visibly softened. He affectionately nuzzled the side of my face with his nose. I know. Baby, keep studying. By the time we finished, my lips were nearly swollen from all the kisses. Finally got through today's coursework. At 9, Fu Qingqi had to go to a student council group meeting. Before leaving, he buried his face in my collarbone and left a deep hickey. Then brushed aside my hair, took off my glasses, and stared at me with eyes full of love, saying tenderly, "Baby, I'm going to the meeting first. Do the practice problems your husband marked. I'll check them when I get back." I nodded half-heartedly, getting kissed until my eyes lost focus. Baby, see you later. I waved weakly. See you later. The door closed. I was alone in the room. I tossed my pen aside, put my feet up on the chair, hugged my knees, and zoned out, staring at the desk lamp. After a while, my gaze drifted to the photo frame nearby. A picture of me and Fu Qingqi together. Taken under Blue Star's most famous lighthouse of love. Fu Qingqi had his arm around my shoulder, looking down at me. That face God clearly played favorites with, shockingly beautiful. And the person he's gazing at is so painfully ordinary. In black, framed glasses, thick bangs, outdated clothes. Clearly two people from opposite ends of the spectrum. Yet somehow together, in such an intimate pose. No matter how you look at it, something's off. I reached over and flipped the photo frame face down on the desk, sighing internally. If only I hadn't done those things back then. Then this the psycho Fu Qingqi wouldn't have dirt on me. Wouldn't have forced me into this twisted relationship. My mom raised me. She's an omega leaning beta. Strong personality. What she says goes. She and my dad Yufang fell in love freely. To be with Yufang, she gave up going to another planet with her parents. Chose to stay on Blue Star. When I was 8, Yufang had an affair with his Omega X. After my mom found out, she removed his mark and demanded a divorce. Yufang signed the papers without a word. My mom couldn't believe he didn't love her. Fought hard in court for my custody. Moved with me to the slums. Refused to let me see Yufang even once, just to make Yufang regret it. But she was wrong. A few months after the divorce, Yufang married his ex right away. Also added his illegitimate son, only a year younger than me, to the family registry. My mom cried all night. The next day she held me tight and said bitterly, Xiao Mu, you have to do well. Be even better than that woman's kid. Be number one, and make your dad regret abandoning us. I wanted to argue. Why should we make Yufan regret anything? Shouldn't we live for ourselves? Already rotten. Why don't we just escape from the mud? But I looked at my mom's swollen eyes and said nothing. Just reached up to wipe the tears from her face. From then on, my childhood filled with fake love completely ended. Replaced by endless practice problems, mountains of books, non-stop tutoring classes. Excellence and first place became labels carved into my bones. I became withdrawn, bad with words, my head full of nothing. But I need to work harder, need to be number one. That way mom would be happy. Because raising me as a single omega in these rough slums was hard enough. I couldn't make her sad anymore. My excellence did catch Yufang's attention. After all, the illegitimate son was always at the bottom of the class. So whenever Yufang groveled and begged mom to let him attend my parent-teacher conferences to save face, my mom was always happiest then. How could Lin Hai's son be worse than that woman's? Until I turned 18 and differentiated, I became a beta. The most mediocre kind of beta. While the illegitimate son differentiated into an alpha, low grade but still an alpha. That night, my dad's mistress marched right in and shoved her son's differentiation report in my mom's face. Your husband doesn't want you. Even your son can't compare to mine. Lin Hui, you love competing so much. But look, your life amounts to nothing. Those words drove my mom insane. She raised her hand to slap her. Before it could land, Yufang rushed in and grabbed her wrist. Lin Hui, what are you freaking out about now? My mom fought back like she'd lost her mind. In the end, Yufang left protecting his mistress, leaving my mom disheveled and collapsed on the ground. In this stubborn battle of choices, my mom got abandoned once again. I came home from evening class and rushed to help her up. But she pushed me down. Holding a piece of broken glass, she slashed at the back of my neck over and over. Nothing was there. Just flat skin. A stark contrast to my jagged life. Why a beta? Why not an alpha? Yumu, why are you so worthless? Why did you become a beta? Why aren't you number one? Her questions, along with scalding tears, fell on my face. Landed in my heart, crushing all my will to fight. The neighbors called the police. Covered in blood, I was loaded into an ambulance. When I woke up, the police said my mom had lost it. She was a danger to public safety now, had to be sent to a care facility. I went to see her. She crouched by the bed, eyes vacant, muttering to the air. Mumu, you have to do well. Do you hear me? Do well. Be number one. Make your dad regret abandoning us. I did well. Got into the elite academy with top scores in the city. Full scholarship, plus yearly stipends. My craving for first place was carved into my bones. But after entering the academy, I never placed first again. Fu Qingqi took it every time. I hated Fu Qingqi, this golden boy. Top tier alpha, stunning looks. The only child of the Fu family, loving parents, and the excellent grades I desperately wanted. Even in an academy crawling with elites, he was still at the very top of the pyramid. I envied people like him. Because he had everything I fantasized about. I also hated people like him. Hated that he lived in the clouds, all fake and saintly, looking down on everyone. Like a rat in the gutter, I watched Fu Qingqi's every move with resentful eyes. Until another competition I'd poured my heart into. He took first place. I couldn't take it anymore. Emotions got the better of me. By the time I snapped out of it, I'd already posted something online accusing Fu Qingqi of plagiarism. The post got deleted fast, but people still saw it. Fu Qingqi's perfect life now seemed to have a sting. At least that's what I thought. After that, I couldn't stop. I started posting all kinds of rants about Fu Qingqi. Everyone was fooled by him. Like a coward, I took out all these years of resentment on Fu Qingqi. After my account got banned, I started sending texts and emails. I even wrote letters and stuffed them in Fu Qingqi's desk and locker. It wasn't until finals came around that I snapped out of it. All this time, my focus had been entirely on Fu Qingqi. I hadn't studied in forever. I woke up from my obsession, wanted to stop, but it was too late. Fu Qingqi caught me. He coldly demanded to know why I did this. I didn't speak. His guys grabbed my hair and yanked my head up. Fu Qingqi's gaze landed on my face. His eyes slowly darkened. He told everyone to leave. He took off my glasses, brushed back my bangs. The coldness on his face faded. He smiled and said, "Your eyes are still so beautiful. Date me." I froze. I stared in disbelief at the person stroking my cheek. I gritted my teeth and squeezed out one word. Freak. But Fu Qingqi just raised an eyebrow and admitted it without shame. "Baby, tell me your name, okay?" I kept my teeth clenched and said nothing. Fu Qingqi pinched my face, his fingertips pushing into my mouth. I opened my mouth and bit down hard on his finger. Blood filled the air. Fu Qingqi's face lit up with pleasure. His pupils contracted. He grabbed my jaw, his long fingers going deeper. The taste of metal flooded my mouth. Fu Qingqi's voice rose like he was caught up in some sweet romance. He kissed the tip of my nose, staring into my eyes. "Baby, talk to me." Tears spilled from my eyes. I whimpered and shook my head. Fu Qingqi ignored it. His pretty face was flushed. His refined features twisted with sick obsession. His fingers were mimicking something. I gagged. Finally I said, "Yumu." "My name is Yumu." Fu Qingqi let go. Clear strands hung in the air, snapping. My face was cupped. Fu Qingqi leaned close. His eyes were full of me. "Mumu, can I call you Mumu?" "What should you call me?" "I'm weak-kneed. I always cave to bullies." I coaxed and called him husband. Fu Qingqi blushed, his eyes shining. "Mumu is so forward. Want to marry your husband?" "It's not impossible. Husband needs to prepare a dowry first." "No, wait. How about husband marries Mumu instead? I'll prepare the dowry. I'm a top-tier alpha with no faded omega. Pheromones don't affect me. Mumu is a beta. We're perfect for each other. All I need during heat is for Mumu to be with me." I closed my eyes, feeling sick, forced to listen to Fu Qingqi ramble, like a lunatic. After coaxing Fu Qingqi into letting me return to my dorm, I bought a ticket and left that same night. On the plane, I typed up everything Fu Qingqi did to me. Before I could send it, cool hands covered my eyes. Darkness fell. At the same time, a falsely gentle, smiling voice spoke behind me. "Mumu, where are you going?" My whole body shook. Fear crept in. And Fu Qingqi was a freak who fed on my fear. He took me to the fuel stay, in a small building at the back of the manor. I spent 2 months I never dare think about again. Fu Qingqi marked me deep inside. The scars from the ankle chains never faded. I numbly and obediently accepted Fu Qingqi's twisted love, but Fu Qingqi didn't want me to just accept it. He begged me with red eyes to respond to him, but I couldn't. In this twisted relationship, there are no real winners. When break ended and we went back to school, Fu Qingqi forced me to move into his dorm. As part of the deal, I demanded no one could know about our relationship. When I said that, Fu Qingqi stared at me for a long time, so long I thought he was angry. Then he suddenly smiled. He cupped my face. His gaze was tender yet cold. He said, "Baby doesn't want to go public. Who are you afraid will find out?" I'm scared when he smiles like that, because during those 2 months, whenever he smiled like that, I was in for it. But I need my scholarship to pay for my mom's care home, so Fu Qingqi's fans can't find out. They'll make it impossible for me to stay at the academy. In the end, I offered him a generous bargaining chip. Fu Qingqi reluctantly agreed. I thought Fu Qingqi would get bored, but it's been a year now. Fu Qingqi's sick need for control only gets worse. Thinking about how Fu Qingqi looked tonight, I sighed. I tried hard to focus and solve the problems. I hadn't finished even one problem when Fu Qingqi came by. He walked up behind me and wrapped me in his arms. His chin rested on my shoulder. He chuckled. "Why haven't you written anything?" I clutched my pen and ignored it. I quickly finished the rest of the problems. Fu Qingqi rubbed my earlobe. The professor opened applications for the exchange program to Planet B. "You going?" My heart jumped. I just looked at that page today. He was testing me. I thought fast. I spoke casually. "Why would I go to Planet B?" "Good. You need to stay with me forever. Okay? You're right. I'll go do laundry." Fu Qingqi lifted my chin. He gave me a deep kiss. Then he got up and went to the bathroom. Fu Qingqi hand washes all my underwear. He even cleans the dorm. A pampered young master, now willingly serving someone else. I stared blankly at the bathroom door, mocking myself. Only in moments like these do I feel like we're in a normal relationship. By the time I finished my work, Fu Qingqi had finished the laundry. After hanging the clothes, he came over. His cool hands slipped inside my shirt. I flinched from the cold. Fu Qingqi held me tight. "Yeah." Familiar breath swept across my ear. My refusals are fuel for Fu Qingqi's excitement. His voice turned hoarse as he whispered in my ear. I went weak. I tried to negotiate. "Okay, but can we sleep before 1?" Fu Qingqi carried me to the bed. His eyes darkened. He smiled at me. "That depends on how Mumu performs." I knelt between his legs, offering myself like a sacrifice, unbuttoning my shirt. The tight black shorts were pulled down, dangling from my toes. Fu Qingxi's eyes reddened. He pressed down on my hip, bit down on my chest. My moo-moo, so beautiful. I held his head, clinging to him like driftwood, floating in water. Gentle. At 9, the lights went out. The soundproof dorm let no moans or whimpers escape. The sticky atmosphere kept heating up, until the window was opened, and cold air rushed in. The air took shape, turning to liquid and soaking the carpet. The absurd. Moon waited for the sun to take over. After finals, the school anniversary began. Fu Qingxi, as student council president, got busy. His watch, over me, loosened. Before finals, I used myself as a gift. To get Fu Qingxi to go easy on the test, I got first place in the whole school. With the fresh scholarship of 100,000, I planned to treat Fu Qingxi to a meal. What should we eat? I didn't want to treat him to anything too fancy. Noodles. The shop behind campus makes good noodles. Big portions, filling, and cheap. I made my plans, sent Fu Qingxi a message. I headed back to the dorm, feeling good. Before I got there, I saw Fu Qingxi in the little park. Standing next to him was a guy who looked like a pretty doll. They were talking about something. The guy's eyes were shining as he looked at Fu Qingxi. My good mood was like bubbles in the sun. Pop pop, all gone. Around me, Fu Qingxi's fanboys started whispering. Who's that Omega? He and the president look so good together. New transfer student, the young master of the Tao family, childhood friends with the president. They're both gorgeous. I'm shipping them already. First ship of the year. Things are about to change at the academy. This little Omega's so cute, I'm almost in love. Wama, I want an Omega romance. I looked down at the ground. There was a puddle of dirty water. My reflection stared back. Murky and ugly. Never bright or beautiful. I deleted the message inviting Fu Qingxi to eat. I shoved my phone in my pocket and went back to the dorm. Today's problems were hard. It took me forever to solve just one. I don't know what was distracting me. My phone sat in the corner of my desk. It never rang once. I forced myself to focus and barely finished the problems. The moment my pen touched the desk, a message alert sounded. My hand moved faster than my brain. I unlocked the phone. It was a professor. He asked, there's one more spot for the exchange. Your grades are excellent. Do you want to apply? I went silent. My finger hovered over the text box. I couldn't shake those two figures from my mind. I looked at the photo frame on my desk. After a while, I replied, Professor, can I think about it? The professor quickly replied, Sure, let me know when you decide. I exited the chat app. My hand slipped and I opened the Academy forum. It used to be all candid photos of Fu Qingxi alone. Now all those pics from every angle had another person in them. The comments were full of blessings. Okay, losing to an Omega like that, I can accept it. They're so perfect together. The more I looked, the more my eyes hurt. It must be the screen. Just turn it off. I shut off my phone. I got up and washed my face. I looked in the mirror, slowly brushing my bangs up. A pale face appeared in the mirror. Worlds apart from that Omega. But isn't that a good thing? If Fu Qingxi has someone he likes, he won't cling to me. I'll be free. I tried to push down that weird ache I didn't even understand. That's what I told myself. Today's a good day. A new beginning. Worth celebrating. Before I left the dorm, I sprayed perfume on myself to cover up Fu Qingxi's pheromones and scent. Betas don't hold pheromones well, but mine had soaked in deep. This was my daily routine before leaving, to keep people from guessing about me and Fu Qingxi. Even though nobody else knows what Fu Qingxi's pheromones smell like, I had to be careful, no mistakes. After getting ready, I asked for leave and left campus. I ate those amazing noodles by myself. Then I hit up the arcade. When I came out, I realized my phone had died. I rushed back. Halfway there I realized, it doesn't matter. It's okay if I don't answer. I won't be punished anymore. I walked slowly. A sign outside the hair salon caught my eye. Free haircut. If you don't look good, it's free. I stared at those last 3 words. I walked in. 20 minutes later, the stylist asked, blushing, if he could take a photo to put out front to attract customers. I waved him off and slowly walked back to campus. All along the way, people stared at me. Some looked curious. Some looked stunned. Without my bangs, my gaze had nowhere to hide. Luckily, it got dark fast. People rushed by. Not many noticed me. I got back to campus. The scanner didn't recognize my face. I had to call security to get in. Luckily, it was evening class time. No one was around. I ran back to the dorm. The door opened. Inside was pitch black. I thought Fu Qingxi wasn't back. I reached for the light. A pair of ice, cold hands covered mine. A voice that sounded gentle, but was laced with rage, and I spoke in the darkness. Baby, where were you today? Why didn't you answer your phone? It was Fu Qingxi. I felt afraid. The air around me thinned. I guess Fu Qingxi had released his pheromones, because the back of my neck, kissed too many times by him, was tingling with discomfort. I curled up my hands and explained. My phone died. Fu Qingxi didn't say anything. His hand moved up my forearm to my face, pausing suddenly when it reached my forehead. The lights flipped on. Blinding light poured down from above. Fu Qingqi covered my eyes, slowly removing his hand, only after I adjusted to the light. I looked up and saw his eyes rimmed with red, staring at me like he wanted to devour me. I pressed my lips together, hard in my throat, wanting to explain. Fu Qingqi pressed his hand against my lips and asked softly, "Why'd you cut your hair?" Tears welling in my eyes. My bangs were too long. Shh. Fu Qingqi cut me off. "Baby, just be quiet for now." His fingertips traced my forehead, nose, lips, finally resting on my eyes. More people will see that pretty face now, won't they? Fu Qingqi's face turned cold. That look I feared most came back. I could almost hear the crisp clinking of chains, one sound after another. 2 months of captivity had carved itself into my bones, completely binding my soul to the territory called Fu Qing. Fear arrived before courage. I frantically grabbed Fu Qingqi's hand, urgently pressing myself into his embrace. The emptiness in my chest filled up. My body trembled slightly, my voice shaking uncontrollably. "I just thought my bangs were too long and getting in the way. I didn't ignore your calls on purpose. My phone died. I messaged you before I left campus. You ignored me, so I went out on my own." Fu Qingqi didn't speak, just looked down at me, eyes fixed, reddened. I pulled his hand to my waist. "Really, honey, I'm not lying to you." Fu Qingqi's hand tightened slowly, as if to pull me into his very bones. "Let's not go to school anymore, okay, Mumo? Let's go home. We'll just stay home." "No, that's not okay." Big tears fell, hitting the ground like little fireworks. My arms wrapped around Fu Qingqi's neck, on my toes, frantically, urgently kissing his lips. Clumsy and without any skill. "No, honey, no. We both go to school. Not staying home. I'll remember to answer calls from now on." Bitter tears flowed between our pressed lips, into our mouths. Fu Qingqi tasted it. His lashes trembled, gripping my waist, deepening the kiss. This was a kiss and a punishment. At the end, Fu Qingqi held my ankle, measuring something. I jolted awake from the haze, pulling his hand, shaking my head. "Don't." Fu Qingqi smiled at me, gently kissing away the tears on my face. "Don't what?" I shouted with a hoarse voice. "Don't go home, let's stay at school, okay?" Fu Qingqi sighed. "But baby's not behaving at school at all." I knew Fu Qingqi really wanted to lock me up again. I couldn't take it anymore. Kicked him. "What did I even do wrong? You're the one seeing someone else, so why won't you let me leave? If you're doing this because of that forum post I made, I already apologized. We're even." I rolled over, burying my face in the blanket. Not seeing Fu Qingqi's face, I felt like I gained infinite courage. I blurted out all the pain I'd felt since getting involved with Fu Qingqi. "I hate you so much, forcing me to date you, locking me up, torturing me, toying with me. Now you're like someone else, so why can't you just let me go? I don't want to be some home wrecker. I don't want to be called names. Fu Qingqi, just let me go." Fu Qingqi lay beside me, playing with my hair like a child. "Not letting go. Yumu, we're getting buried together even when we die. Buried together with him even in death." That made me even sadder. I wanted to bite him to death. I turned to argue, but met Fu Qingqi's smiling eyes. Damn it, that made me even angrier. I threw a punch. Fu Qingqi didn't even dodge. My fist landed straight on his picture-perfect face. That made me angrier. "Are you stupid?" Fu Qingqi didn't care about the red swelling. He grabbed my hand and kissed it. "Does it hurt?" I jerked my hand away. "Stop changing the subject. Let me go." Fu Qingqi's eyes darkened. "Let you go? If I let you go, how will you get first place? You're so lazy every morning. I have to hold you and coax you forever before you'll get out of bed. So all your clothes are custom-made store. Bought ones make your skin turn red. You're as delicate as a cat. No self-discipline. I have to supervise you to finish homework early. You zone out in class. After class I have to tutor you. You hate doing laundry, dishes, hate the cafeteria food. Your nose is sensitive. The air has to be fresh or your nose gets red. Then you're sneezing all droopy with no energy all day. Every day I clean and turn on the air system before you get back. I basically forced myself to bring home a prince." Fu Qingqi listed my crimes one by one, even pinching my nose when he got annoyed. Finally he cupped my face and said seriously, "You moo. Besides you, I won't like anyone else or marry anyone else." "I don't believe you. Won't you have an arranged marriage?" "Rich kids always have arranged marriages in TV shows and novels." Fu Qingqi saw right through me, flicking my lashes with his fingertip. "Those 2 months I kept you at home. Did anyone interfere?" I shook my head. Back then I was hoping the Fu family would realize that Fu Qingqi was a psycho, lock him up, give me some money, and let me go. But no. Fu Qingqi chuckled, "Because I have the power to refuse an arranged marriage. Us being together comes with everyone's blessing. You moo, our red thread was tied together a long, long time ago." That sentence stunned me. I froze, not moving. Fu Qingqi bit me to snap me out of it. Today was my fault. I shouldn't have refused to hear you out. I was with Tao Ran today, just because I wanted him to help manage things on school anniversary day. I wanted to spend that day with you. When you messaged me, and Omega stole my phone. By the time I found it, I saw you deleted the message. I called you right away. It said your phone was off. As for those forum rumors, I was going crazy looking for you. I didn't have time to read that stuff. As for Taoran, he's an alpha. He just pretends to be an omega to soften up his blind adoptive father. I was stunned. Oh! Fu Qingxi smiled at me, not mad anymore. I sniffled, turning my face away. I didn't really want to hear that. Fu Qingxi pulled my arm, wrapping around me like a demon. But I want to. I want my Mumu to stop being mad, stop being jealous. His husband only has him in his heart. Getting pinned down, I thought bitterly that Fu Qingxi was the worst alpha. Very slick with his tongue. After that night, Fu Qingxi stuck to me like glue. He ignored what I said about not letting others know about our relationship. Wherever I was, Fu Qingxi's shadow was sure to be. Those little omegas who used to hassle me had complicated expressions, faces full of disbelief. The forum exploded because of us too. Wait, so it's actually his real boyfriend? Actually, I think Yu's pretty hot. Shield up. Didn't you guys see the president's eyes? I feel like even air passing by Yu would get slapped. He's already gone crazy. I'm in the building across from them. Almost famous for lights out. Early. When Fu Qingxi's not around, he'll come ask me with a red face how to solve problems. Usually I'll imitate Fu Qingxi's style. Say I'm busy. When he runs off with red eyes, I feel like I'm a bad person. Then when others come asking questions, I patiently explain to them. A few times Fu Qingxi called me. Next day I skipped class. Fu Qingxi held me, tracing my features. I answered lazily, my mom is an omega too. Society gives omegas too many restrictions. Divorced omegas can't remarry. Because they've been marked for life by an alpha. They could only live out their bleak remaining years like a broken piece of pottery. And in divorce, it's never the alpha's fault. They blame the omega for not respecting their husband, not being considerate, not doing housework, not being virtuous. Society abuses them, but I don't want to be like society and bully them too. Omegas are kind and wonderful. Even if they have bad thoughts, it's harmless. That's why I didn't speak up when Fu Qingxi's little fanboys bullied me. Fu Qingxi figured it out already. He sighed and pinched my nose. Mumu, be good to yourself too. Then he said, forget it. Do what you want. I'll be good to you. For your share too. I didn't speak, ignoring my heart's abnormal beating, closing my eyes to fake sleep. Kids who never got love will crave it. But of course if you never got it, you don't know love's shape or color. Maybe it's a peaceful afternoon, waking up with someone beside you. Or maybe it's waking from a nightmare. The sweat on your forehead anxiously wiped away. Love's shape changes too much. I can't quite tell. Near finals, I replied to the professor saying I wouldn't do the exchange program. The professor said a few words about it being a shame, then hung up. Maybe without bangs blocking my view. My vision of the world became broader. I actively entered many competitions, won more and more first places, and finally got accepted with an exemption to the Federation's top university. Fu Qingxi was also accepted. My name became known to more and more people. And I even got a small group of fans. Fu Qingxi got jealous for several days over that, even used his connections to infiltrate and become the head fan. On official graduation day, Fu Qingxi's parents came to the ceremony. They were a very typical AO pairing. Fu's mom enthusiastically grabbed my hand. Our Mumu was so sweet. Let mom take a look. Before she said much more, Fu's dad pulled her away. Fu's mom's face stiffened. Fu's dad pulled his wife into his arms, blocking outside stares. Watching this scene, I finally knew where Fu Qingxi got his possessive streak. As an outstanding graduate, I was selected to give a speech on stage. When the underclassmen asked about my secret to success, I looked at Fu Qingxi in the audience below, whose gaze never left me for a second, and smiled. Persistence, hard work, and a roommate who takes care of everything for you. The crowd cheers below. Everyone asks what kind of roommate. I just smile and step off the stage. Fu Qingxi is standing at the bottom of the steps waiting for me. On a clear day, I print out all my certificates and head to the nursing home. Fu Qingxi comes with me. Mom's the same as always, out of it. Crouched at the foot of the bed, mumbling into thin air. I push the door open gently, keeping my voice soft too. Mom, I came to see you. In a few days I'm going to the Federation to continue my studies. I put the copies next to her hand. Yu Fang's younger son isn't even his. His first love took the money and ran. He got so mad he had a stroke and ended up paralyzed. Mom, I got first place in a lot of things. Mom doesn't move, still staring blankly. I stare at the copies all over the floor and say very quietly, Mom, I never really hated you. Because you're my mom. I stand up and head for the door. Then Mom suddenly calls out to me. Momo. I spin around. Mom has that gentle smile from my memories. Her eyes are clear. She says, now you're exactly what I hoped you'd be. Confident, brave, smart. Yumu, thank that person who loves you so much for me. My eyes sting. My throat chokes out the words. Okay. The wind picks up. The copies drift down like snowflakes. The light fades from Mom's eyes. She looks down at the copies. Her hand reaches into empty space, stroking it. Wow, Mumu, you got first place again. Amazing. Your dad must really regret divorcing me now, right? The frail Omega is lost in her fantasy world, unwilling to leave. I walk out and see Fu Qingqi standing in the hallway. Fu Qingqi wipes the tears from my eyes. Exasperated crybaby. I sniffle. I heard that. Fu Qingqi shakes his head. No, you didn't. I don't believe him. Fu Qingqi takes my hand. Really, you didn't. I let it go for now, then start scolding him for being a beast last night. Fu Qingqi feels guilty and bends down with his back to me. My bad. I run and jump onto his back. Fu Qingqi doesn't budge too light. You haven't been eating right these past few days. I ignore him and urge, giddy up. Fu Qingqi plays along and runs forward. We can get our license next year. Okay. What? I lean close to his ear and shout, I said okay. Fu Qingqi sets me down and hugs me tight. You Mu, say it again. Are you deaf? I push him away annoyed, but he pulls me back. Fu Qingqi won't let go. I sigh, I said okay, okay, okay. Can't you hear? I heard. Fu Qingqi nods, grabs my hand, and pulls me forward. Sunlight spreads across the ground. We walk into it. The future ahead looks bright. When I saw the rumors on the forum, I didn't care much. Not until the student council dragged the person in front of me. A plain ordinary beta. Nothing appealing about them. Who knows what ugly reason made them spread rumors on the forum. Jealousy or hate. Being envied by such a mediocre beta doesn't exactly put you in a good mood. I hold back my irritation and ask why. He stubbornly stays silent. His bangs fall away, revealing his face. I see those eyes. Finally found them. My broken, wandering soul finally returns to my body when I see those eyes. I ask his name. I want to date him. He calls me a creep. I accept that. Yumu probably doesn't remember. We met once a long time ago. My parents weren't typical. My dad, Fu Chang, top alpha, messed up in the head, obsessed with my mom. I grew up with my grandfather. He was strict. My childhood sky was black. At my 7th birthday party, my puppy bumped into mom. Dad threw it in the pond to drown. I went crazy trying to get to it. The bodyguards held me back. Just as the puppy was about to die, a small figure jumped in. But it was too late. The puppy was gone. The kid got pulled out by his parents. His mom hugged him all worried, asking frantically, Mew Mew, Moo Mew, are you okay? What were you thinking? What would mom and dad do if something happened to you? Such a beautiful, loving family. The kid ran up to me with red eyes, took my hand, and put a shiny candy in my palm. I'm sorry I couldn't save your puppy. I'm so sorry. A tiny person with eyes like black grapes. Later he left with his parents. That candy became the only sweetness in my childhood. Later, Grandpa died. I became a top alpha. Not controlled by pheromones, no fated omega. A top alpha who can freely choose a partner. I got brought home to a cold father and a mother who wanted to care, but feared him. I pulled back the hand reaching for love. Step by step I became the perfect heir. Until I met him again. That's when I knew. From the moment Yumu put that candy in my hand, he'd taken half my heart. Only now, reunited, is my heart truly whole. Yumu doesn't like me. And he's a beta. No matter how crazily I pump my pheromones into the back of his neck. By the next day it's gone. I can't take it. I ask Dad for advice. He says just lock him up. Like Pavlov's dog. Ring the bell and he'll come. I don't think that's right. Yumu isn't a dog. I am. Yumu rings the bell and I follow. But Yumu doesn't love me. How can he not love me? He's had my heart for so long. How can he not love me? I'll listen to Dad. Those 2 months Yumu suffered. I was no better. How could hurting the person you love bring any joy? But the obsession in my bones pulls at my nerves. So I can't let go. Later I realize Yumu and I are the same. Both kids reaching out for a hug. He stares at my face in a daze. Blushes over those things. Acts all spoiled when he won't eat his vegetables. When it's cold, puts his feet on my stomach. Like a cat, keeping his love hidden in his heart. That's okay. It's okay if he doesn't say it. Yumu gets Fu Qingxi's most passionate, most loyal love. Love forever.